Hello there, my name's Tony Wrench, and this is a short tour of our place, the Roundhouse in West Wales. Hope you can hear it alright, see it alright, etc. This is the Roundhouse here. Lived here for 20 years and I designed it with Faith and built it. Faith's my partner, and yeah, I'll be as fast as I can, bearing in mind that we've got this coronavirus thing, so I'm sort of isolating and slowing down considerably. So I'll be speaking very slow and deliberately, okay? Where should we start? Let's start with where we are. So I built this house at the end of the last century. And it's made of wood and cobwood, and it's round because I've always liked the idea of a round house, and it's got a stuck-on porch to get more sun and to act as an airlock. It's off-grid, so you can see on the right, you can see there that that's a water panel. There's a solar panel of 0.5 kilowatt, which is just about enough for us. There's my new workshop up there with its own solar system. Just walk around from here if you like. So that's our boundary over there, those trees, which you could say is sort of zone 5 because I do coppicing there. Here's a product of the coppicing. I found that alder in particular likes to stay in the light, in the sun and the wind, and it can dry in 1 year then. There's the west there, there's a mountain there behind the trees, which is our local bit of Briselli mountain. Currants just coming out, this is the 2nd, 3rd of April. Currants just coming out here, black currants and red currants. This is Faith's vegetable beds, onion family, rhubarb family, lots of new beds with potatoes in, onions, summer raspberries here. Okay, we'll walk on round the house before we go inside. Grapevines, Brant and Black Hamburg. And the vines grow up onto the roof here. That produces about 20 to 30 kilos of grapes a year, from which I will make wine. Roof is turning to sedum by itself, which is nice. Water heating panel, consisting of a black radiator painted black. Feeds water, cold water comes in the bottom there on the left, comes up into halfway up our water tank indoors. I'll show you that in a minute. Reed bed, daffodils growing nicely around it, and black currants. That's fed from the 2 sinks indoors that come under the ground there. Against the south wall we've got loganberry, and I've also planted a couple of Romeo Regent grapes as well. Another add-on, this is a sort of pantry now for keeping things cool. It was a little workshop, but I've built another workshop now, so in here we store juice and produce that we make during the summer for eating during the winter, because it's quite a cool room, and put boots and stuff like that. Here's our wood processing area and washing and drying area, come to that. Windscreen over drying wood, very good way of storing wood under windscreens if you can get hold of windscreens. Wood chopping area with splitting machine. Shall I show you that? Yeah. To split a log, the easy way. Put that ash log there. Maybe use a couple of braces. Yeah. And this left one goes fast. Here we go. Bit of rowing exercise. I must improve my bust. I must. There we go. Take the little axe, fireman's axe. There you go. And I can make smaller ones, of course, if I want to. Wood store for dry stuff that needs cutting up. Wood store for green stuff that's waiting a year. You notice I've got it bound there because the cat likes to climb up on top of wood piles. So she can do that now without the whole pile collapsing. I use wood for wood turning as well as for firewood and for building materials. So we've just had a big ash coppiced, or pollarded I should say, 2 weeks ago. So we've got lots of wood lying around near the den over there. So I'm looking forward to cutting that up a bit. Here's our compost toilet. More or less the same condition as it was 20 years ago, apart from the decorative ivy. It's got 2 compartments. That one is being filled, as you can see. That one has been standing for about a year, 11 months maybe. This removes, and so do these slats. And so it's to change over and to empty it. It's simply a matter of taking these off, taking that off, filling sacks with the dried compost, which is it's very good. It's about 9 wheelbarrows a year we get from that. What we use to put in the loo is wood shavings from my wood workshop, which is hardwood shavings, which are perfect really. And sometimes a bit of wood ash. Homemade hand sanitizer. Woohoo. Here's Faith and her den. Hi Faith.
Hiya. I'm just doing working on this pollarded ash up here. I didn't cleave all that lot myself, I have to say. It's hard work, but I am cutting the smaller stuff and making this lovely special wood pile here to dry.
Very pretty. We built this as a course about 8 years ago. So we built most of it in about 3 weeks with 12 to 15 people. Another windscreen, which I love. Pretty door. Cobwood walls, no skeleton, so the cobwood actually holds up the roof, but it has a bit of help from these bits of oak from the tree right here. Inside the den, locally made stove, homemade carpets and rugs, bed, reciprocal roof as usual. Okay, moving on down the path past the oak trees to the new workshop and the greenhouse. It's nice to have good neighbours, isn't it? This is the next door field with Thierry Bredol's Spirit House. We do singing in there, and they do lots of singing and chanting and meditations in there. Okay, this is our greenhouse. We bought this new, so it cost nearly as much as the house cost to build, about £2,000. We have a slightly wacky arrangement in this greenhouse. Faith does the lower story, so here's all the shallots, onions, new potatoes down there, peas coming up, brassica family. Then I do all the upper layer up here. So we just seeing the new shoots coming out. This is a Tuscan red grape, and this is a Tuscan white grape, and they'll be producing bunches of grapes at each node, basically, all the way along here. So we get a lot of fruit juice from this, which is so delicious. We make some wine from it, but mainly juicing nowadays. One of the compost heaps. Faith keeps this one up. Lots of stuff on it, including some horse shit from the horses that come in from next door sometimes. On the roof we're using some old wire and beds and stuff like that, because Faith puts roots of brambles or of docks or of nettles that she doesn't want to regrow somewhere, so she puts them up there, so they stay up there in the sun to dry off for a while. They also go into this old bucket there. That's where we put nettles and stuff like that too. Here's the back of the house. That windscreen there is covering the skylight over our bed. You can see it's pretty low impact from behind. I wanted it to be low impact, and I would say it is. And we've got a nice skyline there. Start of the Presellis. Maybe you're knowing. Okay, here's my new den. My workshop come studio. It's built on columns of oak. So there's one central column and 12 side columns. This bit is straw bale with lime plaster. This bit is rather tasty cobwood, don't you think? Love it. With wool or straw or hemp inside it as an extra layer. Here's the front door. And then the other third is window, which I picked up from Facebook Marketplace for nothing, but it was a game picking these windows up there. They're over 100 weight each. On the roof, got a nice selection of sedums that have survived the winter very well, and they're picking up very nicely. Don't know if you can see them from here. Let's have a look. I'm enjoying sedum on roofs. Of course, no workshop should be without its double bass. So here we go. This is where I keep this one. It's nice, isn't it? Just had a wheel fitted on the bottom. At least I fitted. A friend of mine made the wheel, but I have to work on that a bit. G, D, A. Let's go for the E. Here's the inside of my workshop den. A few fancy hand tools there. A few rather exquisite handmade Portuguese agricultural tools. The Kita cordless chainsaw, without which this could not have happened. Yotel stove. A lot more flash hand tools there. I wouldn't say flash exactly, a lot of them are very old, but they're beautiful. I love them. You can see quite a lot of chairs in here. That's because when it's not coronavirus season, we have a men's singing group of 8 or 9 of us singing in harmony in here. So we're getting on a bit. We sit down quite a lot of the time. Guitar, workbench, and views out there of the Presellis. Very nice. This cost about 2,000 to build, I suppose. Yeah, it's about 2,000. Another reciprocal frame roof. 2 windscreens above it for the skylight. The electrical system in here, the workshop, is very simple, but it does the job. There's a battery there, quite a good quality battery, and an inverter, so that will give me 2,000 watts for about half a minute. Then there's the controller there, from which I run just a couple of 12 volt LED lights when it's dark. The floor in here and the ceiling are insulated with sheep's wool from down the road, a farm down the road. There's about a 400mm gap under these floorboards, and inside the gap is just this pure unwashed wool, which so far is beautiful and it's got a good effect as well. It's DIY floor, eh? Also use this workshop for finishing off my plates and bowls. Got a good run of plates on at the moment. Oh yeah, that's nice, isn't it? That's beech. What's this one? This is a little ash one. Gorgeous. I'm very fond of them. Here's my temporary store for my new and exquisitely beautiful electric cargo bike. Oh, I love it so much. Nets found on an Irish beach in Lahinch, in fact. This is my autumn raspberry bed, about 7 metres by 10 maybe, and I cut down the raspberries each year, the canes, so they're all cut down to the ground, and then they're just starting to spring up again, the plants, and it will be about a metre and a half high by August, when the first raspberries will start coming, and then we'll get about a tub full every 2 days for about 6 weeks. So that's my main source of wine. Grapevine climbing up an apple tree. Doesn't produce many grapes yet, but you never know. Okay, so now we'll just venture inside the house for a little bit, just to show you around. First of all, the porch. I'd recommend you build a porch on your house, if you haven't got one already, when you build a house. It's amazing, you can get so much heat stored in here. Grapevine coming out quite nicely here. You see the bunches of flowers that will be grapes. Very nice place to sit from March till November. Now inside the house, one of those reciprocal roofs again. 13 uprights this time. There's an inner circle and then an outer circle, so just going round, if we will. One sink over there. Another sink, bath down there, hot water tank, fed from the outside solar panel and from the back boiler in the stove. Stove with a little eco fan on it to spread the heat around a bit. Pipe leading from the back up into that tank. Sunny bit for wine storage. Electrical bit. See what you can see here. Two controllers for the solar panel. Electricity going into a big battery, 1000 amp hours. This converts it, if we need it to, from 12 volts to 230 volts AC. It's on at the moment. That's telling me how much is in the battery, so 13.3, pretty good. Sun's not out, it'll be more than that with the sun's out. If the sun comes out a lot more, that will show me that any surplus electricity will be going into the hot water tank. This is showing me what's on right now. This is the router for the Wi-Fi. This is for the food processor. This is charging batteries at the moment. Also being charged is the battery for my electric bike. So we're self-sufficient in fuel when we don't use the car. Probably get rid of that soon anyway. Okay, that's it. That's a short version. No music. Lots of things I haven't talked about. And if you want to ask questions about anything, please do. I've tried to design everything with permaculture in mind. We're part of nature. I'm an animal. To design things like an animal would like. To be natural, to grow a lot of natural things, to use natural products. Natural materials in building, natural materials as covering for furniture. Most stuff is second hand here or reused. It's good to have a workshop to mend things and to make things in. I'm really enjoying that. And this house has been here for over 20 years now. It'll probably see us out. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for watching.